And welcome back to the Coach's Perspective Show here on Riverside TV. I'm your host, Jeff Gorham, and we are in week 6 of the high school football season, and we've got another doubleheader this week. We have the Paloma Valley Wildcats versus the Arlington Lions, and right now we have the head coach of the Hillcrest Trojans, Travis Carter. Travis, how you doing tonight?
Good. How you doing? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, we've got another good one. Our second game that week is between Norte Vista and Hillcrest, and I'll tell you what, this is going to be a great one. You guys are possibly playing for a league championship in week 2 of your season.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to look big picture in anything, but this is definitely a huge challenge for us. Norte Vista being, a very extremely physical team on both sides of the ball, and something we're looking forward to the challenge.
Now, preseason, you guys had a pretty daunting schedule. You guys came out with some big wins, suffered a couple of tough defeats. What was your thought process going into this season with your preseason?
Yeah, obviously our preseason, we had some tests there. Really, each week was a test. I mean, starting week 0 with Arlington was a test. They're a big physical team. And then we had Notre Dame, which, we fell short. I thought we did some things well that week, but obviously didn't make enough plays, at the end there to come through. And then with, Grand Terrace, and then Kaiser was a huge test. And then finishing off preseason with Temescal Canyon.
Now you're under your first year as a head coach here at Hillcrest. What are some of your takeaways just being halfway through the season?
Some of my takeaways, just definitely as a first-year head coach, everything's brand new to you. I mean, you've gone through seasons as an assistant, you kind of know what to expect, but until you get in that seat, you really don't know what to expect. And a lot of learning experiences. Some things I think we've done well this year. Some things I think we're going to improve on as we work forward. But definitely it's been a learning experience. Week to week, there's always something different thrown at you. But overall, it's been a positive experience. I'm really enjoying being around the kids, and they're really forming kind of a brotherhood this year, and they're really tight-knit. They work hard. So far, I've been extremely pleased with them, and just their mindset each and every day, each and every week.
Now, Coach, we don't know much about Travis Carter. Last year we had John Branham. We've seen him for years under the helm of different programs. Tell us a little bit about Travis Carter. Tell us about your travels that led you to being a head coach at Hillcrest.
Yeah, so I grew up in Riverside. I actually played for Coach Mush when he was the head coach at King. From there, I went and played a little bit at RCC and then at University of Laverne. I got my coaching start with Pat McCarthy over at Arlington for a couple years. Then I coached at my alma mater, King, for a year under Kevin Corridon, and then I was with John for 3 years. And so this is my 4th year at Hillcrest, both coaching and teaching, and obviously first year as the head coach.
Now, obviously you've been around a lot of great coaching tree. Coach McCarthy, like you said, Corridon, another good guy. And of course, Coach Mush, who I think is a wonderful coach and has done a great job at Ramona High School. But let's now talk about the River Valley League. Norte Vista comes off a strong win against a very good Ramona team. You guys came off a strong victory against Jurupa Valley on Friday. You two are going to meet, and this is going to be a big one. What can you do to stop the Norte Vista Braves?
I don't think you stop the Norte Vista Braves. You try to slow them down. They're extremely well coached, extremely physical. Everyone knows them for their offense. They're going to run downhill. You know what they're doing, and they're saying, hey, we're going to be more physical than you. And that's a challenge. That's a mindset challenge for our kids to get up for that. And then this year, their defense is really impressive. I mean, you watch tape on them, and each and every play, they got 11 guys to the ball. And it doesn't matter how it starts, they got 11 guys to the ball. Their kids fly around, and they get to the football with a bad attitude. I'm really impressed with them, both offensively and defensively. It's going to be a huge test for us this week, but I think our kids are going to be up for it. We got to have a great week of preparation and practice. And it's a big game. No doubt about it, no sugarcoating it. It's a big-time game this year.
Yeah, and it's going to be your home game on their home field because you guys share stadiums. Does that help at all in any sense, you think?
Yeah, I mean, for us, every game's an away game. We take a bus everywhere. I don't know if it helps or not. It just kind of is what it is. We're used to it, playing our home games there, so it's not anything new for our kids. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Hopefully we should get a pretty big crowd there, for it being at Norte Vista and it being our home game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Now, we saw you guys in week 0, obviously, versus Arlington. Can you tell us a little bit how you guys have changed in the last 5 weeks, and tell us about some of your top players?
Yeah, so over the last 5 weeks, we've just gotten a little bit more comfortable in several spots with just kids kind of learning their new roles. At the beginning of the year, we had a lot of kids in new positions. Our running backs were both defensive backs the year before. We got a couple guys on the defensive line. One played wide receiver last year, one played DB. Our linebackers, one was a safety last year, one was a defensive end. So we're getting more comfortable in those roles as we move and progress through the season. And I think our preseason, playing some tough teams has helped with that process. But we're doing some good things on both sides of the ball. Defensively, we're led by our middle linebacker, Gabriel Dominguez, who he moved from defensive end last year to inside linebacker. He's doing a tremendous job. Really been impressed with our secondary, led by Asante Makwala, Nathan Bernal, Xavier Banks. They've just been doing a tremendous job in the secondary, both defending the pass and the run. And then, defensive line as well. We got some kids on the defensive line and playing extremely well. That unit's led by Armando Sosa. And then offensively, obviously we got Cameron, who does some phenomenal things with the ball, both throwing, extending plays with his legs, excuse me. But and then we're also, our offensive line keeps getting better each and every week. We're lucky to have a third-year starting center there, Louis Maldonado, and he's kind of the heart and soul anchor of that unit, kind of keeping us together and on point there. And we've had some guys make some plays. Manny Roberts been not a surprise because I knew what kind of athlete he was, but he's doing some good things at running back, both running the ball, catching the ball, and that's another kid again that was in a new role. Last year he was primarily a cornerback. So this year we said, hey, we need you to play some running back, and he's embraced that role and he's getting better each and every week.
Now, if you were Coach Batdorf and you're talking about the game that's coming up on Friday, if he's going to stop Hillcrest's offense, that great quarterback you have, what are some of the things that you would look for Norte Vista to try to stop you guys?
I think they're definitely going to try and, they do a tremendous job defensively. They mix up their fronts, they mix up their coverages, but I don't see him doing anything special than what they've been doing. They've been playing tremendous defense against, against quality opponents. You look at the Temecula Valley game and you look at Temecula Valley's offensive line and you think, man, this is going to be a long game for Norte Vista, and they played extremely well against them. Like I said, they line up right, they're in the right spot, and they just get to the football, and they really do team tackle. It's almost clinic tape on pursuit and getting to the football on defense. They're very impressive on defense.
Now, the River Valley League Championship is going to have to go through you guys. You guys are the defending champs. Now, the next 2 weeks are very important. You got Norte Vista, and then you have Ramona back-to-back. How important is that to you guys, you think?
To be honest, this week's extremely important. I don't want to look forward to Ramona quite yet. They're extremely good team as well, just seeing them on film this week against Norte Vista. But we got to take it, 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time. And this is a huge test for us this week. Norte Vista, they're big, they're physical, they're well coached. And it's going to take, 4 quarters of us executing. And, more importantly, we got to, have 4 good days of practice in order to get ready for them.
Well, Coach, good luck to you. And we're going to have another great game, a doubleheader on Friday night. Game 1 between Norte Vista and Hillcrest at Norte Vista, and Paloma Valley versus Arlington at Ramona High School. We will have them both on Riverside TV. He's Travis Carter. I'm Jeff Gorham. We'll see you next time on The Coach's Perspective on Riverside TV.